Hi, everyone. It's Julia Brightman and the Brightman Region Transformation Nations, our special team call with Coach Jerry Rosenthal. And I'm so excited. I'm pumped up after GTC. And I'm so excited to announce Athena's in qualification for area manager officially this morning. And they always say after GTC, we promote more. So I'm so proud of you, Athena. Congratulations. And what better call today than to have Coach Jerry just cheer us on to have you finish area and have everybody else who wants to get in promotion and finish this month and next month to do it. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Coach Jerry. I think you're registering here tomorrow before. Please tell us, because
Julia, you broke up. Julia, you're breaking up. I can't hear you. Yeah, you're breaking up. You sound like a robot. Huh? There, okay. I can hear you now. Okay, try it again.
Sorry about that. Okay, so I have on my calendar that your summit registration is today or this week sometime. So can you, before we launch into, can you talk about that a little bit, please?
I was going to ask you if that was okay, because I wanted to give the Brightman region a heads up. So, okay, let me start with that first. So, Julie, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay. So, Saturday, July 14th, you're going to want to mark this date on your calendar. It is my annual Summer Champions Summit that I do once a year here in Southern California, and it will be on Saturday, July 14th, 9:30 to 5:30 at the Anaheim Convention Center. Now, what makes this exciting is this is not only going to be my only summit in California, this is going to be my only champion summit that I do all year long, because I will be going on a speaking tour with the great Keith Kochner the latter part of the year, doing some joint events. So this is the one and only champion summit that I'm going to be doing this year. And we already have people that are going to be flying in, driving in, all sorts of things. And this is an all-day event to help you learn how to develop, master, and strengthen your mindset, the most important tool that you have. And I'm really excited about this year because we're going to cover some new training that I've never done at a summit. We're going to have some oldies but goodies because we need to be reminded of things. And the most exciting thing for me is this year is, for the first time ever, I am having a special guest trainer that's going to be training at the summit, my dear friend Ryan Lovett, who is a certified coach, speaker, and trainer with the John Maxwell Company. And anyone who knows me, I talk about John Maxwell all the time. He is like a legend in leadership, and he's going to be there talking about how to embrace your inner leader. And I've already seen his notes of what he's going to cover. Oh my gosh, it's going to be off the chart. So this is not an event that you want to miss. So here's what you need to know. The ticket price for the event, regular price, is $75, which is a steal for what you get at this event. But we are going to be starting an early bird registration. It will be starting tonight. And that early bird registration is going to be $50, $25 off the regular ticket price, but it's only for 2 weeks. So we're going to have this early bird. It will be up later this evening. I will be doing a Facebook Live later tonight when the registration launches. So it'll be $50 between today and May 9th. So you want to get your entire team, anyone you know, send out the link, get people registered, have them save $25, and get us a ticket for this event, because Julia will attest to this. These summits sell out, and they sell out way before July. So if you sit around and wait, you may be waiting outside the actual meeting room listening through the walls. So don't wait. So that's going to start tonight. I'm not sure what time yet because I'm waiting to get the link taken care of, but it will be tonight, $50. Get your teams registered, take advantage of it. It's going to be an amazing day of training. I cannot wait. I wish it was July already. I just cannot wait. So that's the information on the summit. If you have any questions, we can talk about it afterwards. What I wanted to do is I wanted to just share a couple of quick things with you about after GTC, because Athena's just went into qualification for area manager. Absolutely exciting. No doubt that you're gonna finish it this month. I can just tell that's your personality and you're gonna get it done. And I know a lot of people come back from GTC always the same. Fired up, pumped up, excited, motivated. Man, we're gonna set the world on fire every year. We all come back the same way. But here's the thing. You gotta keep the momentum rolling. And what happens too many times is we come back from GTC on a high. We end up having a phenomenal April, usually ends up being one of, if not the best month of the year in our business. And then all of a sudden that momentum starts to fizzle out because we don't keep things going. And so one of the things that I just want to teach you today, to be very simple, but it's going to be very powerful, is I want to teach you this idea of the right mindset you need to have now, right now. Because here's what most people do. They come back from GTC and they're in selling mode. You know, everything's about selling, 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 selling. We got all these new products. We've got these eye things. We've got the new mind health product. We've got this. It's selling, selling, selling. Is there anything wrong with that? Of course not. That's part of your business. But most people make that the only part of their business, and they forget the most important part of their business, which is building and developing people. We are in the building business, not just the sales business. And so many times after GTC, people forget about that. They forget to talk to people about joining their team. They forget to talk about, you know, growing their business. So once they're done selling and then there's no one else to sell, if you haven't done anything to build, what happens? All that momentum dies and you start right back from where you started from before GTC began. And you don't want to be in a position where you have to do that. So you got to keep the momentum going. So the question is, how do you do that? Well, one thing that I did when I came back from my conventions, when I was building my own business, is I always had this question I wanted people to have in their mind. And the question was this: how can I use these new products to excite people to want to be part of my business? How can I use these new products to excite people to want to be part of my business? Because I didn't just want people to just be excited about the products. I wanted to get people involved in my business. I didn't just want my consultants out there just selling products. I wanted my consultants in a mindset of building, thinking about how can I build? How can I use these products, not just to sell, but how can I use them to get people excited to join my team so I can go build a business? And, you know, I was reminded of something the other day when I went to church listening to my pastor do a message, because my pastor was born and raised on a farm and grew up in a farming environment. And he said some things that were really impactful to me that relate to business. And he said, listen, a farmer cannot hope for a harvest if he hasn't first planted seeds in the soil. Okay, I want to say that again. A farmer cannot hope for a harvest if he first hasn't planted seeds in the soil. So what we want is we want this harvest of blessings in our business. We want this harvest of successful people and people coming in and hitting their bricks and getting promoted. My question is, have you put seeds in the soil? Have you put enough seeds in the ground for you to actually reap a harvest? And so many times when we come back from GTC, we're putting seeds in the ground when it comes to products, but we're very rarely putting seeds in the ground when it comes to business builders. And we've got to be focused on doing both sides of the business, not just one side of it, all the time. And so what I'm going to share with you today is something I taught my team, and it's something that we learned how to do when we came back, because I wanted to teach them, how do you plant a seed? How do you plant a seed about the business with everyone that you talk to, with everyone that buys a product from you? How do you plant the seed? Well, you have to plant the seed, first of all, by just being willing and open to plant. Because if you're not willing to plant, nothing's going to happen. You know, I came back from GTC several years ago when they launched the Genius pads. You know, the Genius pads that we all love so much. And one of the area managers that I was training at the time came back and in 10 days sold 27 Genius products, which was incredible. It was great. But I asked her the question, how many people did you talk to about being part of your team? And after she hemmed and hawed for a little bit, the answer was nobody. And I said, look at this. You just had 27 people that were interested enough in your product to become a client. And yet you had 27 golden opportunities to plant a seed in each of their minds about the business, and you didn't do it. And I said, you know, you may have planted 27 seeds and maybe would have sponsored maybe 1 or 2 or 3 people. But isn't sponsoring 1 or 2 or 3 people better than sponsoring 0? I said, see, you were hoping for a harvest, but you didn't even plant a seed. And so we have to learn how to do that. So I'm going to share 3 questions with you that I actually taught my team when we came back from GTC. And these were seed planting questions. These were questions that we would plant after someone bought a product or after they joined the Healthy Living Program. And this doesn't just work for after GTC, it works throughout the whole year. But you just got to plant. See, one thing I was always understanding of is that I could not control the harvest because I couldn't control who was going to say yes or no. I couldn't control who was going to join or not. All I could control is how many seeds do I have in the ground? Because the more seeds that I have, the greater the chance that I have of a harvest coming. So these are the 3 questions that I taught my team. We got enormous results from this, and I hope that it'll help you in some capacity and get you some great results as well. So here's the thing. The first question we would ask somebody, and remember, this is after they bought a product or after they joined the Healthy Living Program, we would ask this question. To say, Julia, let me ask you a question. Tell me what excited you the most about using this new product. Tell me what excited you the most about jumping aboard and joining our Healthy Living Program. Tell me what excited you the most to get started with this program. I always wanted to find out what got people excited because I wanted to know what their reasons were for why they bought this product or what their reasons were for why they joined the Healthy Living Program. Why is that important? Because when people start to tell you what got them excited, you will find patterns in what gets people excited. Patterns meaning that there are similar things that people say that get them excited. Well, if you can understand the patterns that got people excited to be part of what you're doing, you can actually use that information when you're out talking to other people and get them more excited about being part of what it is that you do. So I always wanted to know what got them excited to, use this product or what got them excited to jump aboard and be part of this program we're doing. That was the first question I asked them. Now, the second question we asked was this. I'd say, so Julia, how many people do you know in your circle of influence that you think would be as excited as you were to learn about this information we shared with you? How many people do you have in your circle of influence that you think would be as excited as you were to learn about this information we shared with you? And let me tell you what I never heard. I never heard anyone tell me nobody. I heard things like, oh, I could think of a couple. Oh, I got a handful of people. Oh man, my entire everybody I know needs to hear about this. I got all those answers all the time. Now, there was a secondary reason I asked that question. Here's the reason. If somebody doesn't want to join your business right now or the timing's not right, guess what we need to do that most of us don't do very well? We got to get referrals. And most of the people that I talk to don't do a good job at getting referrals, because you can't get a referral if you don't ask. And not everyone's going to jump aboard right away. I learned this from my upline in my business. I came to his office one day with 4 financial plans that I put together for families, because I was in the financial services business. 4 financial plans that I put together, and I was all excited, and he was excited. And he said to me, so let me ask you a question. How many of these people did you talk to about the business? And I said what most people say. Well, you know, I ran out of time. Well, we didn't have a chance to get around to that. Well, I'll discuss it with them next time, right? Same things we all say. And then he said to me, well, let me ask you this. How many referrals did you get? And I said, well, you know, we didn't get around to that. We didn't have the time. Same thing. And he said to me, well, I guess this appointment wasn't as good as you thought it was. And I looked at him and I said, what is that supposed to mean? He said, if you don't have anywhere new to go or anyone new to see as a byproduct of your appointment, then all you did was make a sale and you built nothing. And that really struck my mind when he said that. I was all excited about the sales, but there was no one new to go see, because there was no business, there was no referrals. And so when I asked that question, you know, how many people do you know in your circle of influence that would be excited as you to hear about the information that you just learned? Whatever their answer is, I know a few, I have a bunch, I have a handful. Let me tell you what I just did by asking that question. I just set myself up for referrals if that person decides not to join the business. Because when I ask them afterwards if they could refer me to some people, they can no longer tell me they don't have anyone to refer me to. They can no longer tell me I don't know anyone. Because you just said that you had a handful of people that would be as excited to hear about this as you. So just because they don't get in the business doesn't mean we shouldn't share this information with those people. And so that question set us up to get referrals if that person decided not to do the business. And if that person decided to do the business, then those were the people we would go take them to see. So it's partly a mindset as much as it is verbiage. It's understanding how to get people's minds to tick. So that was the second thing we would do. Then the third part of it was we would just basically say, hey, so let me throw this idea at you, Julia. Seeing you have these people who you say be as excited as you are to hear about this, why don't we do this? Let's put a little get-together together. Let's get together with some of these people, and we can sit down together and share this information that we shared with you, and they can make up their own mind just like you did. Now, there was a reason that we said those words. And here's the words that we said. I want to say this slowly because I want you to get the mindset behind this, not just the words. We'd say we can set up a time, get together, share the same information that we shared with you. Okay, now, when we say that, if they had a good experience and they really enjoyed the process, that's going to resonate positively in their mind. Because what is one of the reasons that people don't like to refer us? They're afraid we're going to go sell their friends. They're afraid we're going to go push their friends into something. That's the reason that they don't refer us to other people. And so I need to eliminate those thought processes in their mind. So I say, so we're going to share with them what we shared with you. Okay, so that means that in their mind, they're going, oh yeah, I love the information you shared with me. Julia, can we mute the lines or have somebody mute their lines? I can't even hear myself talk. Okay, Julia, can you hear me? Hello?
I'm unmuted. Sorry. I muted myself. We can hear you.
Okay. Thank you. It was so loud I couldn't even hear. So, okay. So back to it. So when I say to them, you know, the same information we shared with you, it reminds them that, hey, we had a great experience and learned a lot. And then we take the sales pressure off of it by saying, and they can make up their own mind just like you did. So if they had a great experience and we shared the information and they were fired up and they kind of got involved in the products on their own the way people do when they're excited, okay, there's not that hard pressure, that hard closing that people think. So when we say that they'll make up their own mind just like you did, it actually alleviates that pressure of you going over to sell their friends or to push their friends into something that's going to ruin their friendship. And so that's what we would say. We would say, you know, we can get these people together, get a group together, and, you know, we could come out and share the same information we shared with you, and they can make up their own minds just like you did. And here's the thing. If you decide that maybe you want to join my business as a consultant, and any of these people we sit down with actually get involved in the healthy living or buy any products, you could also get paid as well. I mean, wouldn't that be exciting? I mean, helping your friends and getting paid at the same time. So what do you think? Is that something, would you like to try? Would you like to give it a shot? Would you like to try that out? Would you want to work on that together? Whatever question you want. And you know what? Some people said, oh, no, you know, I'm not really interested. I don't have time, blah, blah, blah. Wonderful. Well, guess what? I'm going to work on getting those names for referrals so I can at least go sit down and help those people. And some people would say, oh, yeah, that would be a lot of fun. Yeah, let's see if we can do that. But here's the thing. None of that would have happened if I didn't plant the seed. So my job was to plant the seed every time I talked to somebody. I just ran through those three things every time I talked to somebody. What excited you the most? To get involved in this product or get involved in this program? You know, that was the first question I would ask, and just make sure that I understood where they were coming from, what excited them, what motivated them. Then we went into the second question. We went into the third part of that, and all it was doing was just planting the seed. Finding out if people were interested now. Just because they said no didn't mean they wouldn't be interested later. But I wasn't worried about the no. All I was thinking of, another seed in the ground, another seed in the ground. And that seed might reap you a harvest 6 months from now. That seed might reap you a harvest a year from now. That seed may never reap you a harvest. But you know what? At least you planted it in the ground. At least you gave it a shot. At least you gave that person a shot to see that, hey, there's some value of getting involved. And that's all we tried to do afterwards. Is I always taught people on my team that our job is simple. We are builders of people, not just sellers of products. We are builders of people, not just sellers of products. Go out and sell, but plant the seeds of building with every single person you talk to. And the more you plant, the greater chance you're going to have of finding somebody that's going to be excited to be part of your team. So I hope that made sense. I hope that helped you out. I'll turn it back over to Julia, and we can actually take a few minutes to answer any questions that any of you might have or discuss anything you would like to discuss.
That was wonderful, Jerry. Thank you so much. I love that. Builders of people and not just sellers of product. And you guys, many of you know that for years I was a seller of product, and I just thought that people would get it. They'd use the products and they would automatically want to do the business. And it doesn't work that way. Unfortunately, a few people, we get it right away, but most people need you to paint that picture and that vision and really show them what Arbonne has to offer. And for those of us who are at GTC, we get it now. The bigger picture, you know, you go to one event like that with Arbonne and you get it, that this is a special company with not only special products, but the business is so special, the culture is so special. So we really do need to be bold and just approach people. And I love Jerry's technique because it is so straightforward. And it really does work. It really works, guys, when you work it. So any questions from you guys? Make sure you unmute yourself if you do, like I was trying to unmute myself. But this is a great time to ask about what Jerry talked about right now, or if you have something else that came up when you were listening to him. Don't forget to unmute. You guys have got it all solved?
At least until next month.
Or tomorrow. Great. Well, thank you guys for chiming in, and thank you so much, Coach Jerry, for your words of wisdom. And don't forget to register, guys. It will sell out. I've been to, I lost count how many champion summits I've been to, but every time I go, I get a new nugget. And he always has new material and always has divine downloads, and I'm always frantically typing. I still go. I will be there. Make it a point to go.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. We're going to have a great time.
Great. Thanks again, Coach. We appreciate your
All
time.
right, everybody. Thanks, you guys. Talk to you soon.
Thank
All right,
you.
guys, let's finish. Love you guys. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Julia.
You're welcome.